Hello everybody and welcome back to Basics. I am your host, the Crazy Uncle. Today, we're still working on our cold weather survival. As you can see, it's taking a long time. Hot weather survival is easy. Sit in the shade, drink water. Really, there's not much to it. There's a lot of little intricacies that I could go in later if you guys want it, but we're still on cold weather cold weather survival. In particular, cold weather injuries. Okay, these are what you truly want to avoid. All right. Now, I'm going to start over on this side because these two actually are continuation on each other. The first one you got here, now it has different names. I got two different names up here, frost nip and chilblain. They're the same damn thing. It's when the outer layer of skin begins to freeze. Alright. You don't want either of those, okay? It is extremely painful. It's going to take a couple of weeks before that actually heals over. These both here are fully recoverable, but again, they're going to take some time. I actually know somebody, we were out in some extremely cold weather, and the moron had a metal watch on. The medics told him he was lucky. Another 20 minutes out there, and he would have gone into the next phase of frostbite. Okay, this is one you want to seriously avoid. If your skin is starting to turn colors, as in dark colors, like a purple when it's cold out, almost black, you better get that shit taken care of, and quick. If you believe you have any level of frostbite, you need to get it checked out. Okay? Frostbite, as long as it doesn't fully freeze your appendage, is somewhat recoverable. However, once frostbite kicks in, you have lost a percentile of whatever in the hell appendage that is. It doesn't matter. Once it freezes all the way through, it wouldn't matter if they thaw you out or not. Those cells are dead. They're done. It's over. Alright? It will not work. Okay? When the skin is black, you're done. Wow, that sounded wrong in this day and age. Whatever. Alright, the next one I'm going to cover is right over here, snow blindness. Now, I touched on this a little bit in some of my other videos. This is when you don't wear shades and you're outside and the sun is beating down not only on top of you, but it's reflecting up because 90-some-odd% of the sun's rays will reflect off the snow. This is quite literally sunburn of the eyes. If you get this bad enough, you cannot even open your eyes. I have been close to that, and I've known one other person, and we brought him to the emergency room, and they kind of laughed because they just gave him some drops to lubricate his eyes and said it's just got to wear off. Can that actually blind you permanently? I have not heard anything about blinding you permanently. If it gets that much, if you have snow blindness and you still push yourself out there, then yes, you have a good chance of it. That is why back in the day, they used to have cut little slits in a piece of leather just so it limited the amount of sun coming in, and that would negate it. Nowadays, we're a little bit more advanced. Now, the big one is right here. I'm pretty sure I misspelled it because I didn't look it up before I did it. Hypothermia. Okay, this is a lowering of the body's core temperature beyond its ability to reheat itself. The symptoms of this one, you will tell, is uncontrollable shivering because that's the way the body is trying to warm you up. And also, you're starting to lose dexterity in all your appendages. A lot of people who have hypothermia, they can barely walk. Okay, this is why if you feel as though you're getting close to that point when you're starting to shake real bad, but you know you're actually sweating because you're still warm, you need to, if you're out in the field, start a fire, get in your car, crank the heat up, go inside, whatever you need to do. You need to warm yourself up at that point. This is not one to be fucked with at all. There's only one or two situations where hypothermia is a good thing, but those are so rare, they're not even worth mentioning. Hypothermia can kill you very easily. I've had one issue with that as a drill sergeant, and we had a female trainee, and I told her she should have been like right next to her battle buddies, but she's like, oh no, I'm good by myself. She showed up the next day. Inside the truck, heat blasting, heat blanket on her, and we double checked her about 5 minutes later to see if she had stopped shaking. She was shaking just as bad. We said, okay, hey, battle buddy, get in the truck. We're taking your ass to the hospital right now. And they immediately immersed her body in warm water and slowly cranked the heat up so that she wouldn't freaking die. Alright, the last one I'm going to throw on here, a lot of you don't think is a cold weather injury, but it is. Trench foot. Now you can get trench foot in the summer, yes. But trench foot is more likely to happen in cooler weather. Not always cold, but cooler weather. And what this does is trench foot is quite literally your skin rotting off your foot. If your feet are constantly immersed in water, especially stagnant, nasty water, it does not take long for the skin to get real soft. We've all done that. We've been in the tub too long. You feel your skin getting real soft. Well, times that by about 50 or 60. Not only does it get soft, it starts to get infected, and then it starts to grow some nasty stuff on it, some nasty fungus, and bacteria. It's disgusting, and it stinks. It stinks real bad. I've known one person who had trench foot real bad. We were actually out in the field. He took his boots off. I'm probably 20 feet away, and it was still pungent enough that I was like, whoa, that's nasty. All right. So you got to take care of your feet. All right. This is the reason why I keep hyping dry socks. Okay. Trench foot. This can happen, even though it is a cold weather injury, this can happen any time of the year. So I'm bringing it up just because it's most common in cold weather or cool weather. That's why it happened over in Europe during World War I, especially in the springtime and the fall when the weather was cool. So keep that in mind. So just to reiterate, if you think you have a cold weather injury or are starting the signs of a cold weather injury, like your skin is starting to turn a weird color, you're shaking real bad, you can't tell, you're losing feeling in certain areas, get your ass warm or whatever appendage you need to get warm as soon as possible. Small caveat, do not immediately just, if your hands are numb from being cold, do not immediately just submerge them in hot water. You will damage the cells in your hands and most likely the nerves. So keep that in mind. So I do recommend you actually look up one of the nurse channels to look up all these and learn about it, because if you can avoid this, you're just going to have so much better a time. You don't want this. You don't want to avoid this. What they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Keep that in mind. But that's it for me. This is your crazy uncle. Oh, almost forgot. Before I'm out of here, do all the freaking online things down there. There's this one of the buttons down there, I think. It's got some sort of icon. I'd appreciate it very much. My channel's just starting. But until then, if you have any requests, let me know, and we'll go back to basics on them. This is your crazy uncle. I'm out.